actually thinking about making a bunch of novels, maybe like short stories. I think I want to start off on short stories, but how I want to do them is I want to do them in a way where they're formatted like D&D campaigns. And how I was planning on doing this was making a bunch of characters, setting up their character sheets and whatnot, putting them in the world, and kind of setting an outline of how I want the story to go, and then having them roll through like different events and whatnot. I'm not really sure I'm gonna have this fully set up yet. It was just kind of a thought I had in my brain, which I was like, oh, this would be kind of cool if I did this. And then I thought I messed around with like making like some character sheets in like Excel. But I think how I want to keep track of it is probably using Obsidian. And the reason why is sometimes I find myself being a perfectionist and wanting to know everything. And in my stories, like I know when I wrote when I wrote short stories in the past, I always get to a point to where I always want to know what characters are doing, when they're doing, and where they are at all times, even if they're not in the certain scene. And I think if I'm gonna do this, having like Obsidian there, me using Obsidian to keep track of the story, I feel like will be better for me. Just how I envision it is like I'll have the story in like a text document, but like under each character, like under each character sheet, I'll have a thing where it's like, what did this character do during a certain time? So I can keep track of what characters they're doing, where they are, and yeah, that's kind of why I like Obsidian. I kind of like Obsidian just because I like the way the mind maps work. The mind maps are kind of cool. I like the mind map just because of it's just really nice. Like when you use the little mind map area and you get to see all the little bubbles swirl out and whatnot. And I just think that's a really cool feature. I find that I've used it in the past for like learning and whatnot and other things that I've done, and so I think I want to kind of use it for short stories. Yeah, I'm not really sure like even what the story I'm gonna do because I've had a bunch of stories that I always make in my head, and sometimes I kind of write them down, and other times I don't. And I think now I just want to get to a point where I just start like writing a lot of the little novel ideas I have in my head and just kind of write them down. And whether I finish them doesn't matter. I just want to write them down because I always think about them. It's always kind of like the journaling where I'll think about doing something, and then I won't really journal it down. But when I journal it down, sometimes it always sticks. Like I used to get really angry, I think, just because of like how I grew up. I used to have a lot of anger, but when I journaled about anger, it was kind of funny because I remember I journaled about it like a year, maybe a little bit more than a year ago, and I just went down and I had a big journaling session about it. And then after that, I've kind of noticed, like a year later, I noticed that I wasn't really getting angry as much, or the situation that was making me really angry, I noticed wasn't making me as angry, or I wasn't even thinking about it from an angry standpoint. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. That's why I like journaling. I am still working on my game. I had a big kind of hiccup with it. What was going on was I had a problem with the collision colliders with my weapon that the character will have on their back with the camera, and it was kind of messing up. But I was able to fix that, so that was nice. So I have that going, and I'm really excited with where I'm at with the game progress. I'm just glad that I haven't like started over, because a lot of things sometimes is I did take a break from it though, like working on it for about a good month just to kind of reset. I noticed that sometimes when I do certain things, and my perfectionist mindset is if I don't like how something is, a lot of the times I'll restart it from the beginning. And I'll get burnt out, take a break, and then I'll be like, okay, I just need a fresh restart. And I keep doing it's like a cycle. I'm trying to break away from that cycle. I think how I'm gonna break away from that cycle is forcing myself to, if I do take a break from certain things, not restarting and just continuing where I left off. It's not really easy to do, but it's something that I want to get better at doing because I just want to get to the point to where like I don't have to do that as much. I'm saying that as I look around my room. I'm looking at this poster that I just put up. I need to put up more posters in my room. I decorate my room, but sometimes I just forget about it. Like I'll have a bunch of posters and I won't really post them up. But I'm starting to post them up and they look really cool on my wall. It's a painting of Cowboy Bebop, and it was made from one of my code workers, and I bought it off him. And the painting was really good. He even put it in a frame. So I plan on putting my other things I have on the wall in frames as well. There's another poster there's actually a poster that I want to put up next to it. I have this Berserk one that I haven't put up yet, and the way the guy made it was really cool. So he carved out in the wood. What he would do is he would carve out the painting, and then he would he would dip it in this certain ink to where if the part is black, it would be shown, but if it's carved in, it wouldn't be shown. So when he inks it on the paper, the only parts that's shown are the black parts, and the other parts are not shown, and it looks really neat. I don't remember the guy's name because this was a while back. I want to say this was probably that. This wasn't actually that while. This might have been this summer. I want to say maybe May. That I had this. No, this was longer than May. This might have been May of last year. Now that I think about it, because I think I had got this around the same time that I had got my. I got this other poster of this neon car that I want to frame as well. It's one of the posters that I got at a convention, and it looks really nice that I want to hang up. And it's really nice because it illuminates on my wall, and I have this little chainsaw man RGB glowing thing that I got from the store, and it just illuminates my entire room of colors. I just like things when things like change colors. I'm a big sucker for things when they go RGB mode. I don't know what it is. I just like when things like change colors. I've always liked that in games as well. Like if a game has a certain skin that changes colors in any way, shape, or form, I will buy that skin a lot. I will buy that skin, and I will prefer to wear that skin over other skins. Like for Valorant, one of my favorite skins that I have on my knife is the Glitch Pop skin. I didn't buy. I wish I had bought more of the skins. I just bought the knife at the time. I wish I had bought the more of the skins because I did like all the Glitch Pop skins, but it is what it is. You know, speaking of even skins too, for Supernova, the game I'm going to be playing when it comes out, their skins are going to be mainly gacha, which I'm really happy about. And I got to see some of the skins that were on the Chinese version. I was looking at some videos and they look really good, so I'm really excited for those. Shell, she had a really nice skin. Her skin was like it kind of reminded me of something you would see in like a Tower of Fantasy or like a general like gacha game esque that's more like kind of futuristic, not really. And I was really kind of like happy with it because it was a red skin and it looked really nice. I think for like my first Ascendant, when I was playing the first Ascendant, funny enough, I got the Valby skin. I got the Ultimate Valby skin, which is kind of expensive. I wasn't even planning on getting it. I just had to spend some money in the game, and I just had money left over. And I was like, you know what? I'll just get the Ultimate Valby skin. I didn't buy Ultimate Valby from the shop. Because I farmed for her, and then I just ended up getting her skin. And I kind of float between using that skin and using the Dino Nuggy skin. I call it Dino Nuggy. It's really just a dinosaur. I think one thing I am annoyed at that game. It's not that it's annoying. It's like the game is like just too goonerish for me now. It's just like I don't know. It's a little obnoxious. I think them pushing the gooner skins is just a little not. I'm not gonna lie. But it is a bit funny though. It is a bit funny. It's like their ultimate versions. They wear less clothes. That means they're stronger. It's pretty funny.